This is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. And if you have, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here. And also please push the like button because it does help get the algorithms out there so everyone can find this channel. So today I want to show you this great stitch. And it is part of the Christmas Afghan series, which is also, as I have stated before, doesn't have to be Christmas colors. You can make it any color you want. This is a beautiful heirloom Afghan. It really is. It's a beautiful blanket. And when it's done, you're going to love all the different stitches. So this is block number 5, part 3. And part 3 is another cable stitch. And it is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to show you just how easy this stitch is to make. And this is the horseshoe cable stitch. And you can see the outline of the horseshoe right here. And it's really beautiful. It's an easy pattern. And I'm going to go slow. You can follow along. You can write it down. Whatever makes it easy for you. Now you can use this as part of this blanket series if you want to make it as part of this Afghan series. But you could also take this cable stitch and incorporate it in something else that you're making. So let's get started, why don't we? So again, let's get started with this beautiful cable stitch. And again, it is the horseshoe cable stitch. And this is part 3 of block number 5. We did 1 and 2, and now we're doing 3. And I'm going to show you just how easy this is to make. So make sure you have your eye hook. You want to have a scissors. You want to have some stitch markers should you need them. And you want to have your needles so you can weave in all your ends. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a slip knot. And once we make that slip knot, we want to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These are your chains. They look like these. This is your working chain. At the end is your slip knot, not considered a chain. In the first, second, third, 1, 2, 3, you're going to make a double crochet. And then you're going to make another double crochet because you want to have 6 double crochets. You want to have 6 double crochets across. And this is what it looks like. And I want to mention that this chain is considered a double crochet right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. So once you do that, you're going to chain 1 and chain 2. And you're going to turn your work around. And this chain 2 is considered a half double crochet. And then you're going to make a half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So consider that your first one, and then you're going to make 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the top of your turning chain, you want to also put a half double crochet. So on the top of this turning chain, you want to put a half double crochet. So we're going to put one there. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 across. And that's what it looks like. Now, this is row 1 and row 2. Now we're going to do row 3. Row 3, you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. That chain 3 is a double crochet, and then you're going to put 2, 3, because you want to do a double crochet in the next 4 stitches of the half double crochets below, and you want to count this, so you're going to have 4 that you made plus the chain 3 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the top of this chain you're going to make a double crochet, and that's what it looks like. So you got row 1, row 2, and row 3. So now we're going to continue, and we're going to work our cables, and I want to put this up here like this. So we're going to work our cables. So we're going to chain 1 and chain 2, and we're going to turn our work. In the next stitch we want to make a double crochet. I'm going to go slow. You can follow along, you can write it down, whatever is easiest for you. So now this is going to be the stitch that we make our horseshoe cable. This is how it begins. We made our chains here, chain 2. We made a double crochet in the next stitch. Above that we're going to chain 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, and then we're going to slip stitch in every stitch across. So we're going to go right across. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 in every stitch across. So you're going to go right across and just put a slip stitch in every stitch across, and that's what it looks like. And what we're doing is we're going to make our horseshoe. So after we do that, we're going to pull this up a little bit. We're going to just pull that up because we want that to stick out a little bit. And now we're going to get our hook. We're going to pull our hook out once we do that as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our hook. You've got 2 double crochets here, 2 here, and 2 in the middle. We're going to put our hook right there. And then what we're going to do, and we want to turn this around. So let me show you what I mean by that. So what's going to happen is you're going to turn this upside down. So now that you made your slip stitches across and we pulled this out, we want to turn this around so that this is hanging down here. We're going to go into this area right here, and we're going to grab our chains that we just made, our should I say our slip stitches, and we're going to pull that right behind there. And like I said, I'm going to go slow. You can write it down, you can follow along, whatever's easier for you. And you want to make sure that this looks even. See what I mean by the horseshoe? Now we're going to turn this back around. And here's what when we elongated that loop, because we wanted that to stick out, because we didn't want to grab that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put our hook in the top stitch of this. And we're going to put a slip stitch right through that. And there's your first horseshoe. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put a double crochet. There's two here. There's this and then your chain. Above this, we're going to put a double crochet. And then where this chain is, we're going to put a half double crochet. So what you're going to do is once you make your horseshoe, you're going to work those last two stitches in the back. And I just want to show you. Here's the first horseshoe. And that's what we did right here. So now once you do that, you're going to chain 1 and chain 2, and you're going to turn your work. That is considered your first, considered half double crochet. So it is considered a stitch. In the next stitch, which would be the one next to it, you're going to put a double crochet. In the next stitch, which is going to be, and I'm going to flip this, it's going to be your horseshoe. So here's your horseshoe right here. We're going to get our hook and we're going to put it behind this, and we're going to do a back post double crochet. And then we're going to get our other part of the horseshoe, the other end of it, right here. And we're going to do another back post double crochet. And I'm going to show you again. You're going to do another, and here it is right here, back post double crochet. And if you want to make sure this isn't, I'm going to do this again, make sure this isn't too elongated, make sure it's tight enough. And again, a back post double crochet in that horseshoe, the second part of the horseshoe. Now what we're going to do is in these stitches right here, which you have a double crochet and you have a chain stitch, you're going to put, you have a double crochet and a chain stitch, you're going to put a double crochet above that double crochet from below. And then in this stitch right here, you're going to put a half double crochet. And now I'm going to turn this around. And there's your first horseshoe right here. And then you made that row. So I want to mention that when you do your back post double crochets, that is row 5. You're going to repeat row 5 and 6 until it measures 13 3/4 inches long. Until it measures long. So make sure you also have your measuring tape with you as well. So once you do that, you're going to chain. So once you do that, you're going to chain 1 and 2. That's your first half double crochet. In the next stitch, you're going to put a double crochet. And this chain is a half double crochet counts, and then a double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. After you do that, in the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, you're going to put a slip stitch. And you want to just put a slip stitch in every stitch across. Just in every stitch across. So this is going to be considered row 6. So you're going to repeat row 5 and 6 over and over again until you get to the desired length, which is 13 3/4. So you want to make that all the way down. You want to put your slip stitches. Again, you're going to repeat row 5 and 6 over and over again until you are done with this. So you're going to just keep doing slip stitches right down to the very end. And now you're going to pull this up a little bit just to give it some length. And then you're going to pull this way. And you're going to let it face you. You're going to see 2 double crochets right in the middle of this horseshoe. You're going to get your hook and you're going to put it right behind those 2 double crochets. And then you're going to get this, and you want to get it, and you want to go to the very top of this next horseshoe that you're going to make, and you're going to pull that right behind those 2 double crochets right there. And now you can turn this back around, and now you're going to make this come together. So you want to make a slip stitch so you can bring these 2 together. And you're going to go right through there and make your slip stitch. And that is your second horseshoe. Now what's going to happen is you're going to make, and you're going to look for these 2 stitches at the end. That's your double crochet and your half double crochet. And you're going to make a double crochet above that one. and a half double crochet in the end. And this is what it looks like. And there's your first horseshoe there, and then your next horseshoe is right above it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and chain 2. Now when we did the horseshoe, that was row 5. So when we did the horseshoe, that was row 6. Now we're going to do row 5 again. And again, we're going to repeat row 5 and 6 until you get to 13 3/4. So you're going to chain 1 and 2 and turn your work. In the next double crochet, you're going to put a double crochet right above it. And this chain 2 is considered a half double crochet. Now we're going to do a back post double crochet where the horseshoe is. So where we made our slip stitches into the horseshoe. So we're going to make a back post double crochet into this first part of it. Then we're going to go into the next part of that, which is the next part of the horseshoe, and we're going to make another back post double crochet. Now we're going to look for our last 2 stitches, which is the double crochet and the half double crochet. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a double crochet there and a half double crochet in the next stitch. And then you would chain 1 and chain 2, and you will repeat your next stitch would again be your horseshoe stitch, which means you would put a double crochet in this next stitch right here, and then you would start with your 18 chains, your chain of 18, and then your slip stitches, and then you would do the same thing that you did here, and you would repeat that over and over again. So you would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And again, in the second chain from the hook, you would do a slip stitch, and you would slip stitch all the way down. And this is again row 6. And you're going to repeat row 5 and 6 over and over again until this measures 13 3/4. I go slow. I want you to follow along. You can write it down. I repeat myself a lot of times. That's only so that it'll remind you of what you have to do. So that's why sometimes I repeat the same thing over and over again. So again, you're going to just slip stitch right across. And you don't even have to count. You can just go slip stitch right across, because you got to go right to the very end. Till you get to your last one. And then again, you're going to pull this up, and then you're going to take your hook and you're going to kind of put it to one side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn this around again. And you can tell the top part from the bottom part. So these are where your horseshoe is. What we're going to do is we're going to look for our 2 double crochets right on the bottom here, and we're going to get this, and we're going to go to the top of this part of the horseshoe. We're going to leave this part alone, and we're going to pull this right through like we did with the other ones. And you're going to pull it right through. And again, then you're going to pull it right back up again. And you're going to tighten that up because you don't want that to be loose like that. And you're going to go to the very top of this, and you're going to do a slip stitch in here. And then after you do that, you're going to find the 2 stitches at the very end in the back of this. So this is a double crochet and a half double crochet. So now you're going to make a double crochet above that double crochet. And then you're going to make a half double crochet in the next stitch right up over next to it. And this is what it looks like. Now we have 1, 2, 3 horseshoes. Now we're going to chain 1 and chain 2, and we're going to go back and do row 5 again. Again, you're going to repeat row 5 and 6 over and over again. So once you do the chain 2, which is a half double crochet, in the next stitch you're going to do a double crochet, and then you're going to do a back post double crochet. You're going to see where these 2 are. That's your horseshoe. You're going to do a back post double crochet in the first part of that. And then you're going to do a back post double crochet in the second part of your horseshoe. Another back post double crochet. And then you're going to do a double crochet in this stitch here. And this is row 5, and a half double crochet in the next stitch. And then you're going to turn your work around, and there is 1, 2, and 3 horseshoes. And I'll show you. 1, 2, and 3. As you go up and you go along, those will straighten out. You'll see that they straighten out. They may look a little wanky in the beginning, but don't worry about it, because this is what you're going to come up with once you're done. These horseshoes, they look so cute. And this little part where you put where you go in the back of the 2 double crochets and you bring that through, that's what gives that really nice look. You get that really nice look. You can see it right here. That's where you went behind the 2 double crochets. So now once you do that, you're going to continue, like I said, with row 5 and 6 over and over again until it becomes long enough, and it is 13 3/4. So once you are done and you have 13 3/4, and this is 13 3/4 long, once you're finished with your horseshoe cable, what you're going to do is you're not going to fasten off. And what's going to happen is you're going to put, in this first stitch, you're going to put a chain 2, and then you're going to put, and that chain 2 is going to count as a half double crochet, and you're going to put a total of 46, including the chain 2, half double crochets right across. the side of this horseshoe cable. Then when you're done and you have 46 across, including the chain 2, you're going to fasten off. Then you're going to turn this around and you're going to make 46 half double crochets on the other side, just the same way you made this. Once you're finished with these both sides and you do that last row of 46, you do not fasten off because you want to go to the very last part of what you're going to do to this. And when you get to the last part of this stitch right here and you're done, you're going to make a single crochet in the first 2 stitches. So you're going to make a single crochet in the beginning stitch and a single crochet in the double crochet stitch. You're going to make 2 front post double crochets in the double crochets that are below it. So you're going to make 2 front post double crochets in each one of the double crochets. And then you're going to make a single crochet next to that, which is at the double crochet. You're going to make a single crochet at the half double crochet, and then at the very end here you're going to join and end this. So that will be the end of this cable stitch, and you will be all done with the cable stitch. So again, once you're done, you're going to go across and work. After you do your sides, you're going to work across and finish that off as I stated. And this is what it's going to look like because you put 2 front post double crochets and you can see them there right here. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of block number 5, part 3 of the horseshoe cable stitch. Do not be intimidated by these cable stitches. They're easy to make, and I used to be intimidated by them, but don't be. I go slow. You can follow along. You can write it down, whatever makes it easy for you. But this, again, is part number 3 of block number 5. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, this beautiful cable stitch. And you can incorporate this in other afghans that you make. So you might want to use these cable stitches for other afghans. And again, this is the Christmas Afghan series, but you do not have to make Christmas colors. And you can pick this afghan up now. If you wanted to start it now, you can do that. So don't say, oh, she's on block number 5. Not a problem. And I also want to mention, I noticed something really great about these blocks. They're beautiful blocks. You could make some nice pillows with these. Nice Christmas throw pillows with these blocks. So again, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Love you all. Bye-bye.